You can literally change your mindset and therefore the atmosphere in the room in a snap of a finger.
Fun time with DissiNotRA.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. First of all, thanks so much for all of the new subscribers and all of the new students that have been signing up with me on a daily basis. If you want to become a student or get merch, you know where to look. We're still 55% off. So let's get into it. How to overcome stage fright and or social anxiety. And we're speaking about 3 sections here that lead to the goal. Point 1. Information is more than half of the battle. You will see that after only watching this video, you will already feel so much better. Point 2. Practice. Smallest part on the way to our goal because it takes the littlest amount of time and the littlest amount of effort. Point 3. The biggest part on the way to our goal, overcoming the psychological issue. And this is where the magic starts. Through the implementation of the following techniques and through learning how to take control of the atmosphere in the environment. So, point 1. The first important information that you have to know is that every performer, as well as every other human being, has a very specific scenario that they are afraid of when being faced with a social scenario. Meaning that everybody feels the same way, whether it's the fear of stuttering or forgetting the lyrics in total, or falling or dropping something, or being laughed at or judged, or blah 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 blah. On stage as well as in real life. The question is only how much have you worked yourself into the imagination that this specific fear scenario will actually happen in real life. Especially how much did you work out already a whole horror scenario about the reactions of the people towards your worst case scenario. But the big question is, since most people feel the same way, just on a different level of severity, what in the world makes you think that all of these people are focused on you and not themselves and their own worst case scenario? Now, even though as a performer on stage, that seems like it doesn't apply here because people actually are looking at you and most likely will judge you and your performance. But even that we can control, which we will get into in point 3. So let's get to point 2 and the next important information for you to know, which is, why did I say practice is so important but just a little part of the whole journey? So the cool thing is that the body is actually a super awesome muscle memory programming machine, if you want to call it that way. And for the programming of automated functions in our body, we have the subconscious mind, okay? Which can be extremely easily manipulated once you know how. Now, that can be to our advantage, for example, when we learn how to drive a car, or when we learn any type of choreography that includes body movements, or even when we learn the alphabet song, which already shows you how easy it is to program yourself. But the bad thing is that we can also program our mind to get stuck in very horrible imaginary scenarios to the point where our body literally gets into stuck mode like this, out of fear. Because we really think, it's gonna happen. Oh my God, the worst case scenario that I'm imagining all in my mind is gonna happen. It's gonna happen! So how do you get rid of that? First of all, you need to know that whether you think you're super cool or whether you think you're like extremely awkward, it will become reality because you will program yourself to the point where your body is going to start acting out that belief that you have in your mind. Meaning, either you're gonna act really cool or you're gonna act really awkward. Which on the other hand, makes everybody around you also believe what you think about yourself, since your body language is displaying exactly that. See what I'm saying? So what you want to do is how I call it, the exaggerated worst case scenario practice. And for this, you need to get 2 things out of the blockage mode, okay? Which is first of all the body and secondly the mind. And there's a really simple trick to this. We basically need to access and unblock the stuck mind through movement while the mind is working. But as I said, the body is so easily programmable, which makes this the easiest part of the journey. So the first thing you want to do for this section is that you literally want to practice and act out a scenario that's even worse than the scenario that scares you the most, okay? And that while doing exaggerated movements. And what I mean is the following. For performers and stage people, you want to, for example, as singers, sing even higher, since that's a really common fear, and sing totally elongated and really slow while opening your mouth really far, while acting out the lyrics really exaggeratedly. And I'm saying literally like a crazy person, okay? Basically like this. Whoa, yeah. As a rapper, for example, you want to do your whole performance rapping extremely fast, also while opening the mouth really far, while acting out the lyrics super crazy again, like a crazy person. As any type of public speaker, for example, you want to do the same thing. You want to practice your speech really fast, open your mouth really far, act out the speech extremely crazy, blah blah blah, and so on. For social situations, you want to practice the moment or even the sentence that gives you the most anxiety. Practice it talking super slow while smiling extremely big and doing extremely exaggerated happy movements. Or practice the same thing talking really fast, depending on what gives you more anxiety. But practice what gives you the most anxiety. Anyway, it seems so crazy, I know, but it works wonders. You can so extremely trust the body and how capable it is to program itself if you just know how to do it. Because what's happening is that it literally will get you to the conclusion and to the awakening how crazy and unrealistic your fear imagination actually is. Plus, your body is going to drop a tremendous amount of fear. You will probably feel it like a weight that you lost off of your shoulders because you really just lived your worst case scenario, and guess what? You survived. But for an icing on the cake, if you want to really do it really well, I suggest recording yourself while doing this worst case scenario practice. Because your eyes and mind will get so toughened up by this crazy scenario that you're looking at that the normal scenario will literally appear normal to you again, how it should be. Now, for the fear of being judged, and here we come to point 3. Besides remembering, as you know, that everybody is anywhere in their own heads, why, instead of being the victim of the judgment of everybody around you, why not just learn how to change your mindset and therefore the whole atmosphere in the room? And there's one simple trick to do that, which is stop reacting and start creating. No, seriously, first of all, you really want to just stop reacting, okay? For real. This alone will give you a tremendous amount of power over your life. Meaning, when somebody says, "You're stupid," you're like, What the heck? No, I'm not stupid. No. And when somebody says, "Oh my God, you're so awesome," you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so awesome." But do you have free will? Seriously, for 3 days, just stop reacting to everything that people say or do and watch the magic that's gonna happen. On stage as well as in real life. Because once you stop reacting, you will realize that now, all of a sudden, you have the choice to create a certain feeling and therefore to dictate the atmosphere in the room. Because, as you know, since everybody's only in reaction mode anyway, guess what? They will react to your desired emotion that you emit as well. So what you want to do is that once you stop reacting, you simply want to recall a desired feeling and therefore the emotion that you want to create and focus on that, okay? And guess what? Soon enough, it will show in your body language, which will translate through your voice and all of the muscles in your face, and the environment will react. Now, for the stage, there are obviously some really strong techniques to manipulate your audience to react a certain way, to feel certain emotions and so on. Techniques to silence the crowd, to make them emotional, to make them tense, and so on and so on. But these are obviously only for stage, since this is the only place where your audience agrees to being manipulated. You do not want to become a manipulative person in real life, please, okay? Anyway, that's already it. And as you can see, we're coming all the way around back to point 1, which is information is already half of the battle. Because even though you have not applied any of the exercises so far, I'm pretty certain that this information alone is going to change your game and is going to change your point of view. See why I always say knowledge is power? Which is why I also watch my other episodes that relate to this topic. Crucial things to avoid before singing, nutritious vocal hacks, and how to sing with emotions. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. You know the drill, hit the bell. And as usual, if you have any questions or requests, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check the links. There's awesome stuff to discover. And as always, much love to everyone. Stay focused and have a blessed now. Mwah!